Today we've got three really important things we need to talk about. First of all, Celebrity has released some more details on their newest ship. We, the Let's Go family, have got a new cruise that we are planning, a group cruise to Alaska next year. And finally, some really important delays that you need to know about if you are going to cruise out of Port Everglades. That's the port there in Fort Lauderdale. So let's go ahead and get started. Hi there, this is Allison with Let's Go Travel Tips. Today is June 13th, it's Tuesday, and let's start off talking about Celebrity really quick. So Celebrity is going to be introducing their newest ship, the Ascent, later this year here in the United States. Last year, you might recall, there was the Celebrity Beyond that came online. She started her inaugural season over in Europe, and then they brought her here. In fact, Gordon and I got to go on the naming ceremony inaugural cruise, and it was actually November 4th that we got on the ship. It was Gordon's birthday. And so that was a fantastic experience, and that is an amazing ship. That is the most beautiful ship I have been on in my whole life, and I have been on quite a few ships now. So it was a really special opportunity. Well, Celebrity's next ship, the Ascent, is going to start sailing in December, the beginning of December, through April in the Caribbean. And there are a few things that they have changed. They always tweak things. You know, these newest ships are part of their Edge Class series, and every time they release a new one, they always tweak things a little bit, add something to it, make a little bit better what they had before. And so, to me, it is really special to see what Celebrity does with their ships. And I think part of it is because Celebrity used to be what we would think about a cruise line very comparable to like Princess and to Holland America. But quite frankly, mostly during COVID, they made this tremendous leap. Before they were working their way up, and then they have made this tremendous leap to become more of relaxed luxury, to become a whole different experience. And the times that I have sailed on Celebrity, I've been on them twice now. It was the Celebrity Beyond last year at the beginning of November, and then in the middle of December, I went on the Reflection. So I've been on the big Edge Class series ship and also on their smaller Solstice Class series ships. And each time I have thoroughly enjoyed it. It has been truly an amazing experience. I very much enjoyed it. I would go on Celebrity anywhere in a heartbeat. So let me tell you a couple of things they are changing. They have redesigned Le Voyage, the restaurant by Daniel Blud, who, if you don't know who he is an amazing world-renowned chef. They have a plant-based tasting menu in the Eden restaurant. The Le Petit Chef dinner is going to be a little bit different, but they are still having that. They're going to have more bourbon offerings and tastings, that martini bar that is so cool, and I don't even drink alcohol, and I think it's amazing. I love to be there when they do the show, or even just sit at the bar and have a Diet Coke or a mocktail. It's beautiful there, so they are going to have that. They are revitalizing the main dining experience inspired by, I love this, the culture of champagne. So it'll be fun to see what they do a little bit differently. And then they've got an outdoor terrace at Blue, which is one of their dining places. They are also going to start having more nightly entertainment on the resort deck. They're going to have brand new production shows, a reimagined casino floor, and a redesigned art gallery. So I love how, on some ships you go on, the art gallery is just kind of walking down a hall. You'll see a bunch of things out and with paintings on it. On Celebrity, they do have an art gallery. It's kind of like on Princess. Some of the ships have an art gallery, but anyway, so you're reimagining that, so that's going to be fun to see. And Celebrity I really enjoyed the Celebrity Casino. I don't gamble, but one thing that I thought was really cool is that they had it divided, well, not too much divided, but they would have a whole bunch of the gaming tables and the slot machines, all of that, and then they would have a room that you could go in if you wanted to smoke while you were gambling. And it was really nice because it was glass, so you could see in there. It was beautiful, but the door made it so that if you're someone who is allergic to cigarette smoke, it would be okay, that you would still be able to be in the casino over here and enjoy it, and the people that enjoyed smoking would be able to be in there and enjoy it as well. So I thought that worked really nice. So it'll be kind of fun to see how Celebrity reimagines their casino floor. So a lot to look forward to. I'll keep you up to date. I am really excited to hear about that. Now, as I mentioned, we have a whole new group cruise. I mentioned it a little bit towards the end of my video yesterday, and I didn't do it justice. And so last night we talked about it a little bit in our live, and then today I want to tell you the itinerary and go over the dates again and kind of how a group cruise works with us. And then we'll get on to the delays that are going on in Port Everglades there in Fort Lauderdale. Before I do that though, could I ask you to please subscribe to our channel if you haven't already? It would really help us out. I think you will benefit a lot from subscribing to our channel. It doesn't cost anything. It doesn't obligate you to anything. And we would love to have you come with us. So thank you very much. Now, our group cruise that we are planning will be sailing on the Discovery Princess, July 27th of 2024, and it's going to be round trip out of Seattle. As I mentioned yesterday, I chose Seattle because it's so much easier to access. I know you can fly in and out of Vancouver, but it's usually a little bit more affordable for people coming from the United States to fly into Seattle, and it's really easy to do. And the itinerary that we have chosen is just a classic, very classic princess itinerary to Alaska. So the first day is a Saturday, July 27th, we embark on a Saturday, and the next day, Sunday, is a sea day. Then on Monday, we are in Juneau from 1 in the afternoon until 10 p.m., which is so lovely. And at that time of year, it'll be light late, so it opens up so many options for excursions and things to see and do. Then the next day, we will be in Skagway, Alaska from 7 a.m. until 8:30 p.m. I love the long port times that they do because that once again opens up so many options. That gives you time. You literally could get off of the ship, go over to Haines, go on an amazing excursion like the one we did on the boat that took us up the river. Like, it was fantastic. We have a video about that, and it was wonderful. Like, absolutely, I would do that again in a heartbeat, and we just might. But it gives you time that you could do that, come back, hop on the railroad, take the White Pass Railway up and back, or do lots of other things. So I love that time, plus plenty of time to walk around and enjoy town. I love Skagway. The next day is Glacier Bay, 6 in the morning. That's when we pick up those, the Rangers, and the whole day starts off. It's really fun, and they officially end that at 3 p.m., but it is still beautiful scenery after that, so a great time to be out on deck. Then the next day we are in Ketchikan from 7 in the morning until 1 in the afternoon. And then the next day we are in Victoria, Canada from 7 in the evening until midnight. So that gives us lots of options as well. And then the next day we arrive back in Seattle to disembark. So a couple of notes when you do a group cruise with us. I just wanted to let you know, first of all, I don't go through and publish the prices. You'll notice that when you look at letsgotraveltips.com, I list our group cruises that we have got. And you pretty much are looking at my bucket list when you look at those. But anyway, I don't, because when you make a group, they give you group pricing, but if there is a better price somewhere, and often there is, if I can get a better price, then that's what I book it at. And then I just pull it into the group so that you get the group perks, and then you're part of our group, okay? So I don't do that because the best price that I can get often changes. It just depends. And so I don't want you to look at that number and think, oh my, which I would think about some of the group price numbers, but they are so much more affordable that I can get otherwise. So if you would like to come, send me an email and I am delighted to send you a quote. If you think about it, in the email, put how many people will be in the cabin. If you have a preference on which kinds of cabins you would like a quote for, and I'm happy to send you a quote for, if you want to know how much a mini suite is and a balcony and an interior, I'm delighted to send those to you. If you know right off if you want the plus package or not, otherwise I'll send you pricing with or without, and the different packages. And then also, if you have a preference on where you would like to be on the ship, and if you don't know any of that, it's okay. Just ask me for a quote. I'll send it to you and we'll start there along with my phone number. So that's kind of how we do it. And the way we work it on board the ship is I'll set aside time for us to dine together, that if you would like to eat dinner with us, you'll know what time to go and join us. And if you don't want to dine with us, that is okay. You can come every evening or just some evenings, like the night we were in Juneau until 10 p.m. I don't think we'll probably do an organized dinner that evening. We might just meet later on in the buffet or something fun if anyone would like. But I'm also, so I'll have that so that you can join us. And then this is something I didn't do this last time on Holiday America. I did not realize how hard it would be to communicate on board. I did not realize that a large portion of the cruise, that my messaging app that you're supposed to, you find people on your cruise and then you send them a message, mine swirled for a lot of the time. And so that wasn't optimal. And then also I would sometimes if I hadn't seen someone or I wanted to make sure someone knew something, I would do the thing where you call, and if they don't answer the phone, you leave them a voicemail, and that didn't seem to work quite well either. So before we go on our next group cruise, I am going to have an itinerary for you and know for sure that on those days we'll get together at those times and what time dinner will be, and if you're able to make it, would love to have you. And if not, or you've got something better, that is okay. All right, I'm not going to drive anybody crazy or chase you down on the ship. You don't have to worry about that. But at the same time, if you would like to associate with nice people, people to visit with at dinner and otherwise, would be delighted to have you join us. So that's how we're working that. If you have any other questions, don't hesitate to put them below. And like I said, send me an email if you'd like to. Now, we have got delays, especially this Saturday coming up on June 17th for embarkation there in Port Everglades. If you're not familiar, Fort Lauderdale and Port Everglades are the same place. Fort Lauderdale is the city, but they call the port there Port Everglades. So they're having apparently one of the largest youth basketball tournaments that there is. And it is really going to affect traffic coming in. So when you are going to get to the cruise, you need to bake in a whole lot of extra time for traffic. That, number one, leave much earlier than you usually do. It'll be so much better to get there early and have to sit down and wait than to be late, okay? So don't, usually you can go in by the northern entrance. It says the Southeast 17th Street Causeway by Terminal 2. They are expecting that to just be packed. Huge, huge, huge delays. So that they are recommending that there are two other entrances that you could use that will hopefully go a lot more smoothly. Either the I-595 entrance or State Road 84/Spangler Boulevard. Those are what they're recommending. So if you don't have the Princess Transfer, if you're coming from your hotel and you've got your Uber, your taxi, or your family member is bringing you, or you are going to go try to park, use those other entrances and leave really, really early so that you have got time, okay? And they also say that other ships might be impacted by that as well. So I would say if you are sailing out of Port Everglades this coming Saturday, the 17th, make sure that you allow a lot of extra time. They specifically mentioned Adventure of the Seas is one that they expect to be impacted as well. So just plan on that. They also pointed out in the news story that I read and the information that I received that if you have booked your flights with Easy Air, then the cruise line is more likely to help you get to the next port if you miss the ship. But be aware that if you are really running behind, call and let them know where you are so they know what is going on. They also said if there are lots and lots of passengers missing, they might be able to delay the sailing a little bit, but not to bank on that. Don't plan on it. So just get up really early, head over there super early, use one of those alternate routes. And another thing that I remember about going to Port Everglades, and I don't think they said that, but a lot of the ports that you go to, when they pull up to security to go into the port area, and if you're in an Uber, they are going to want to see your passport, of the people who are going to be traveling, and your boarding thing. And I'm trying to remember which one asks us for that the most. I can't remember if it was Miami or Fort Lauderdale, but just have that really handy and be ready to speak up. I remember at one of the places our Uber driver didn't speak English, so when they pulled up, they asked him questions, and we had to lean forward and answer. So just be prepared, but have your passport and your boarding pass handy, you can show it on your phone. It's proof that you need to be in the port there. So if you have any questions about any of this, let us know. Like I said, if you haven't subscribed yet, please do. We'd love to have you with us. And if you appreciate these updates, would you please give this video a thumbs up? I'll be talking to you all again really soon. You all take really good care. God bless you. Love you. Bye-bye.